the next concept is going to be the option concept. And we played with the option concept, but we ended up going back to our old school option, so we won't spend a lot of time on this.
All right, like Coach said, we played around with it. So we go into summer camp right here, or our fall camp, wherever you want to call it, okay, and we start running it off our power scheme, okay? We run it off our power scheme, and it helped us pretty good, and you see a couple clips here of what we do against our DN here, okay? This DN right here, he's very instinctive too, and we still think he's going to be a top 3-round draft pick. We think at tight end because he probably has the best ball skills of anybody on our team. But again, off of our power, what happens is when he sees that down block, okay, it's going to freeze him, okay? It's going to freeze him, all right, and then we're able to option off him. So again, we go into summer camp right here, and we're just running option off of our power scheme. So great. Back to that big sign that I want in my room, play fast and play simple, okay? This is simple for us up front. We know the power scheme like we know, any other, just simple, okay? It's part of our basic playbook, and nothing changes. Now, the only thing that we're going to tell this guy in the game, okay, is that we want you to go cut this DN right here, okay? We're going to go try to cut his knees out from underneath. Obviously, we're not going to do it to our guys, okay? But in a game, all right, we're going to go try to mess with that DN, okay? Down, back block to number 1 in the box right here. If there's one guy, if there's 2, we're going all the way backside. And all we're going to do is try to cut that DN right there when we're running the power off of our option scheme. A good look here of the quarterback. Again, Coach will talk a little bit about what we're doing with the quarterback. Again, 4-1 look for us right here, okay? There's 4 down, 1 backers in the box. We know on power, okay, we're both inside foot, working the number 1 in the box, okay? Pull, and we're kicking in a game type situation here. We're going to cut that D in, okay? We're going to mess with him a little bit. And again, we're going to take the quarterback obviously has the option here to pull it. You see it from behind here. Okay, this is the guy we're talking about, the most instinctive guy right there, okay? So again, we're going to work all the way backside here. We're going to occupy the DN, and we're going to option off that front side linebacker. And again, up front, it's pretty good right there. All right. Running it to a shade now, okay? Inside foot technique, 1 in the box. We're working here, okay? Occupy the DN, get it out on the edge. It's just another way to get the ball out to the edge for us, okay? Again, backside, giving help on the 3 technique. Power scheme, everything's the same, okay? We don't have to go in and teach a whole new scheme right there. Here's where we run it to the tight end. Again, we're going to run it here out of our trips right tight stuff right here, okay? We're blocking down. We're responsible for B gap, A gap, okay? That DN tries to cross our face, and now we're wrapping, okay? There's nobody, okay? We're wrapping to second level, okay? Out of the power. Okay, let's go. Let's look at this. Is how we ended up running option at the end of the year, going back to our our speed option ways right here, okay? So, again, it's easy, okay? We're going to leave. There's 2 in the box, okay? There's 2 in the box. We're leaving the DN. We're obviously reading the DN, okay? And we're up on the front side DN. The tackles are front side linebacker, okay? Everybody else, okay, we're tracking back, okay? We're tracking back. All right, that's what we tell our guys, okay? On normal zone right here or stretch, we'd be working us 2, the front side linebacker. We know that front side linebacker is the front side tackles guy, okay? So we're going to track everything back. We can create double teams here and track everything back, clog everything back up here, get the front side tackle up on here, and we're going to go. All right, and with this, and the way we teach this front side with this tackle right here, okay? All right, now 4-1 in the box, which is great, okay? We know we're not going to be able to get to him, so we're just going to work into the box, Okay, option off here, and then our inside receiver coach will talk about our blocking scheme there. But again, we're not going to try to. There's no need for us to come off to here, okay? We're just going to double team the crap out of that down lineman, okay? We're going to double team, okay? There's nobody for us to work to. So we can just, us four can worry about 3 down linemen, okay? And with that inside, with that, what we teach that front side tackle is he's going to still have inside footwork to avoid that DN, okay? He's going to have to get skinny, okay? And then we're going to work, once we get hip to hip with him, we got to work flat, okay? We got to work flat and see if we have a shot in here of a 2 linebacker look. Okay? All right, here's a little bit guy in the box, okay? We got to work, we got to get hip to hip with that. We're going to inside release that DN, okay? And then we can't go to where that linebacker is right now, okay? Just like we do on screens. I can't go to where he's standing at right now. I got to get flat, okay? And once I clear that DN, I got to get flat right away, okay? Because that guy's going to be hauling ass, all right? And now, all we're doing is us two, okay? We're working. All we're doing is just tracking back, okay? Tracking back.
Finish it. I played with the option in the off season, and I went back and when I was looking at all the film from the year before, I asked myself the question, what do we do good? What are we good at? What is it that we in a scheme deal are good at? And the one thing that we were good at was that we were good at running the power schemes. We had a lot of different stuff off the power schemes, but what I liked about it was that the offensive line didn't have to think. My whole deal is if the offensive line doesn't have to think, we've got a pretty good deal going. They can just come off the ball. They can play hard. They do the same things over and over and over again. So I kind of played with it, drawing stuff, which is dangerous for me in the summer. When I start drawing, I get in trouble sometimes. And I started drawing this up, and so I kind of talked to the coaches about it a little bit. And we all agreed that we would look at it and see if it would work. Well, people ask me, why didn't you stay with it? Why didn't it work? And trying to find the reasons of why we didn't stay with it. We got a couple of good plays out of it. And this is what I was hoping to be able to do. What I was hoping to be able to do was for the quarterback to be able to come down the line, and that DN, that anytime that DN was coming up and playing halfway in between with big arms out wide to where we don't have a really good football play, is that all of a sudden he gets hit right in the mouth by a pulling guard. We stick our toe in the ground, and we're up the field. So in my vision, I still had Dwight Dasher at Middle Tennessee playing quarterback, all right? In my vision, I still envisioned that, that kid bang like that, straight up the field. We're blocking an easy gap scheme with the offensive line. And the main reason I didn't like the second blocking scheme that Coach Enzer just showed you was that so many times that tackle has that overhang backer right on him, and he has to avoid that DN, and right when he gets right here, he gets knocked off just a little bit, and I got so frustrated because we didn't get on that guy and didn't block him. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to scheme that we don't have to block him. I'll scheme the formation to where that we've always got a receiver to be able to block that guy. And then I can do that by running this trap scheme. So again, I'm not saying this is a bad deal. This may be an okay deal if you've got a decent running quarterback, and our guys did not run very well this year. Really disappointed with our quarterbacks running the football. They scrambled good, but they didn't run the ball well on called quarterback runs, all right? And that's something that they have to understand they got to do a better job of this year. But this would be the design that you would hope that it would look like and the way that it would end up. When you watch the quarterback now as he takes off and that DN gets too far up the field, we got a really good football play. If this guy is a good player, he sticks his toe in the ground and he is up the field in A-gap, and we got a big-time play if that guy's a good football player. So I think for you guys that have good running quarterbacks, I think that it's something worth thinking about. Look at these cuts, go back and see whether or not you want to do it or not, but it is something worth thinking about as we go along. We'll see the couple of shots that we had in game situations there. All right, this one here, this is probably the main reason that I quit doing it. As a matter of fact, I think it was after this play that I decided not to do it anymore because this is pretty good. I've got my tight end who doesn't really want to block and can't block coming out to block somebody out here, okay? I've got the down block scheme coming. I've got everything set up the way that you would want, and look at what we've got. We've got a huge gap right here to where he's going to end up one-on-one on this guy. We got a chance at a big play, and we get 3 yards, okay? Because he's not a very good runner. if you call a run, and the amazing thing about him, he's a really good basketball player. I mean, the players tell me he's the best basketball player of all the football players. So you would think he would be really good at this, but the reality is he don't really want to do it. Okay, and you can tell by that run, he ain't real fired up about it. Okay, and the dasher, that would have been a big play. So anyway, we played with that scheme. We tried it. I thought I would show it to you because I thought it was worth showing it to you. And we did get a couple of positive deals out of it. It's an easy scheme. The tackle likes it because he goes to the backside linebacker. These guys have jab blocks no matter what we're doing. The outside receivers, if I am on play side, I have a jab block. I don't have a knockout on option. I've got a jab block. I know I can never cut on option. I know that I can never do that. That's how we coach that scheme up. And then, let's see here, we get to the next one. There it is against Houston one time. And this is the way that it really should work, is that here we come. The quarterback really should stick his foot in the ground, turn upfield, and go score. But he doesn't because he doesn't want to really run the ball. So he pitches it to a guy who has 3 guys on him, and obviously he scores. Okay? That's how you want to run the play right there. That's where you give it to Bubba and let Bubba score. And this was a great example where Houston was just so tired, they were wanting to quit. And amazingly, this is what put us up, I think, 34-7 after that play. We should have blown them out at that time, and we didn't. With the other blocking scheme, nothing changes on it. The one thing that I started doing was on my technique teaching is that we do option drill every day with the quarterbacks. And what I changed on the technique was with the quarterbacks is when they take the snap, wherever they catch it from, I have them come flat down the line, and I have them attack the upfield shoulder of the defensive end, and I want them to run 100 miles at him and then pitch the ball and fade away, but I want it to be 100 mile an hour full speed to where there's no doubt in that defensive end's mind is that he's going to knock your brains out. I want him to be thinking that because I don't want any hesitation at all because none of them were good enough to threaten running. If we ran speed option with a quarterback who didn't really want to run and wasn't really good at it, the best thing that we could do, and we all want to run speed option, we all want to have it in our deal because sometimes it's the easiest play to get a quick 6 out of, so we all want to have it in our deal, but what we got to do is understand who we are. And we got to attack and we got to get rid of the ball. When we attack him, we know we want to pitch it every single time, and that's a pretty good job of it right there. Look at the jab blocks on the outside. The 2 inside receivers here are jabbing, so they're under control. Look at them work at their feet. Watch the H here walk slowly. Walk, control. Now he gets excited, so you get excited. And the one thing you want to be careful of here, you watch these 2 guys block. The Y does a poor job. He starts off good, but then he gets out of control. Right now, there's no reason for you to chase him. He starts gaining ground coming up the field more. Don't chase him because he's going to undercut you. He undercuts him, and now he's back in there, and he gets in on the play, makes him cut up just a little bit early. The H was a lot more patient. All right, look at the technique here again. Quarterback is run fast attack, and when you pitch, fade away on the pitch so you don't get hurt. Fade away on the pitch so you don't get hurt. All right, the other thing, if you'll notice on this, is that number 4 is our starting Z. And what we started doing at the end of the year, the last 4 or 5 games, is we would call a formation like this. Now, I'll give you this terminology because it's easy to call it. Instead of, hey, put Quentin in at running back, Jakari, you got to go to Z, which is about how it would have been, we would say ace double Z. If we said ace double Z, that meant 2 Z's were in the game. So from the sideline, double Z, double Z, double Z, the signals, the Z's in the game, Quentin's in the game. He knows he's now going to the running back. The running back sees double Z, and he knows he's coming out of the game. So that's the way that we did it, and that was a way to get him the football from different places on the field. So we created some of that stuff in order to be able to get him the football.